Hello everyone. In 2022-23 budget, the spending for many basic amenities like subsidies has been drastically cut. For example, there is a 28% cut in lower allocation to food subsidy, 12% less allocation in midday meal scheme, and for Mandrake scheme, 25% is reduced. So all the welfare schemes has been given less allocation in this budget. But what our Prime Minister Narendra Modi is saying is like it is time to reach 100% saturation in providing basic amenities like all drinking water, electricity, gas connection, so on. So all this, and central budget has given a clear map for achieving all these things. He said. The budget is not even given a minimum support to farmers, and the minimum support price is not guaranteed to farmers for many crops. But our Prime Minister says it is focused on making our agriculture modern, efficient. Just giving drone service alone is not enough for raising the revenue of farmers. Several states has taken initiative to table separate budget for agriculture, including Tamil Nadu, which is to be welcomed. But Union Minister for Agriculture says that presenting a separate budget for agriculture is not going to benefit the farmers or the country. So they are very unconcerned about farming and agriculture. So the monthly economic revenue of Finance Ministry says that Indian economy is poised to grow at the quickest pace, along with the largest countries, because the budget has taken several initiatives. They claim. So there is a question I asked in Lok Sabha, like why there is a low allocation for health sector, but our finance secretary Somanathan has responded, say like it is the responsibility of the states. It's now the duty of the center. The center has taken away all the financial sovereignty, all the fiscal resources from the state, but they are not ready to spend for the states. That is how they are very irresponsibly they are giving out. So our finance minister Nirmala Sitharaman is claiming that this PLI scheme, production linked incentive, is going to create 60 lakh new jobs. What is this PLI scheme? Is it is going? It is given only for export oriented, capital intensive sectors, not for labor intensive. So it is not going to create much employment as she promised. It is not only the left parties who ask for demand for more spending for the social sector. Even the many capitalist organizations has been asking for more spending. For example, the India Ratings, it is a credit rating organization. It has said like amid pandemic, when the people are in distress, cutting more than 20% in Mandrake scheme is perplexing, it said. And then everyone, many people are praising about the 35% increase in in capex expenditure, but India rating says like more capital expenditure is mostly for the long gestation, long term, less employment giving sectors. The government should have taken, should have done is like a more judicious mix of employment creating schemes on low gestation periods. It is asking for. Our finance minister is hopeful that the 35% capex push will crowd in private investment. But when you analyze this capex, 35% increase in capex expenditure is more of a window dressing. So for our Tamil Nadu finance minister said like the center is doing creative accounting and shifting expenditure from revenue expenditure to capital expenditure to show as if it has increased its capex expenditure. So what is revenue expenditure is the expenditure for the day-to-day running of various departments. So it has reduced it and shifted it to capex expenditure. It also in budget 1 lakh crore has been allocated for states. But that is also only for specific infrastructure schemes only. The center has reduced the number of central sector schemes. It has come down drastically. The number of schemes has also been come down drastically. And there is a recent announcement that all state has to appoint ombudsperson at least in 80% of districts. Otherwise, for the funds in Manreka scheme, otherwise Manreka scheme fund will not be given and it will be stopped. This is not the right way to do governance. Like why you have to punish the people when if the official has not appointed ombudsperson. It is why the people have to suffer for that. This is not the right way of doing governance. I looked into the data of Controller General of Accounts for December, and the government revenue has been increased comparing to last year December. It has been increased more than 96.9% of budget estimate, which is higher than 53.9% of last year. And the spending has been less comparing to last year. For the food subsidy, it has spent around only 76% this year, which was 108% last year. And for petroleum subsidy, they spent only around 10% this year. Our Prime Minister praised the Kadi Sati project, saying that it is going to make our MSMEs globally competitive. But what is the real support, actual support given to the MSMEs is Raghunathan, convener of and spokesperson for the consortium of Indian Association, says that the BJP government has given only lip service to MSMEs, and the underspending of the MSME ministry for the scheme has been increased nowadays, he said. For example, in the year 2019-20, more than 25% is not spent for the various sector. For example, for a credit support program, not a single paisa has been spent, and also for marketing promotion scheme, very less money has been spent. And there is a SC/ST hub center, around 120 crore is spent, the data shows. But the chairman of the SC/ST hub says like where this money is spent, I don't know. I really don't know. But that means we don't know whether to rely on this government data. There is a national policy advocacy group called Jan Sarokkar. They suggest the government should raise additional revenue and increase the investment spending for the poor. It recommended imposing wealth taxes and inheritance tax, and it recommended imposing 2% wealth tax and 3% inheritance tax. It says can collect up to 11 trillion rupees a year. It can provide basic amenities for the people. When all the world has accepted and acknowledged that there is an increase in inequality historically, but it is only except two people. It's a finance minister and a prime minister. Our finance minister is saying like the Oxfam report of saying inequality in India has increased is wrong. The method, the formula of Oxfam report is all wrong because it does not take into account of the various welfare initiative taken by the government. This shows how truthful our finance minister is. So it is not just left parties. I previously said like there is a India Rating capitalist organization. It claimed for it asked for more spending, and now it's a capitalist. It's Naushad Forbes is a co-chairman of Forbes Marshall. He said, like he argued that the first step for recovery is to create more jobs and put more money in the hands of people. He recognized the problem in the economy, that he recognized there is a lack of demand and there is a consumption deficit in the economy. And he said like regarding the budget, he argues for more government spending in social sector. But what our finance minister presented is a capitalist budget which ignored the interest of the people. And the prime minister who says like he's always trying to win the hearts of the farmers, as both our finance minister and prime minister are behaving as if they are blindfolded economically. That is the state of our economy. Thank you so much for watching.